at question 4 from the National 5 2014 physics paper. This is a really hard question, let me just say that at the beginning, and it's quite difficult, it's quite tricky to get the right answer. So it says a ball of mass 0.5 kilograms is released from a height, I'll just underline that, from a height of 1 meter and falls towards the floor. We can see that very clearly here. It's falling toward the floor. Which row in the table shows the gravitational potential energy? So that's the first thing we need to think about, and the kinetic energy when it is at a height of 25 centimeters or 0.25 meters from the floor. So we want to work out the two values. So this is what makes this a more difficult question. So we've got two calculations to do. And it's still only worth 1 mark. So this is the problem sometimes of multiple choice questions. So let's have a careful look at it, and we'll have a look at the values in the table. So I'll just clean that up and we'll scroll down a little bit and have a look at the values in the table. So we're going to have to do some calculations here to work this out. So first of all, the potential energy at 0.25 meters. So that's relatively straightforward to do. Potential energy is equal to mass times gravitational field strength times height. And so that is going to be, let's check, the mass was 0.5. So the mass is 0.5 and the gravitational field strength is 9.8 and the height is 0.25 meters. So that's the gravitational potential energy at 0.25 meters. We can just do the calculation now. So I've just brought the calculator up here. So we've got 0.5 times 9.8 times the height of 0.25 equals 1.225. So that means the answer is either going to be B or C. So we'll just write that in here, 1.225 joules. So the answer is going to be B or C. Right, so then the next thing is the kinetic energy. What's the value of the kinetic energy at 0.25 centimeters off the ground? And this is where it gets quite tricky. So the way to solve this is to think about, well, how much kinetic energy has the ball gained as it's fallen 0.75 meters. So it's transferred its potential energy from the very top into kinetic energy as it's fallen down. So it's lost potential energy due to a height drop of 0.75 meters. So we're going to figure out what the potential energy it has lost is, because that's the same as the kinetic energy that it has gained. So let's do that. So EP lost is equal to mgh, and in this case that's 0.5 again, times 9.8, times the height that it's lost in this case, which is 0.75 meters. And so if we do that calculation, I'll just bring up the calculator again. So our calculation this time is 0.5 times 9.8 times 0.75. And that gives us a value of 3.675. So we can add that in to our reading here. 3.675 joules, and we'll just get rid of the calculator. And so therefore the kinetic energy gained is the same as the potential energy lost. So the EK gained is equal to 3.7 joules, which is this value here. So that means that our answer has to be C. So C is the correct answer. So as you can see, quite a difficult problem to get right.